What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild back with another video here at the reopening of Club Fitness in Dover. It feels amazing to get my sweat on, and we're going to be talking about on the other side a different kind of sweat, the Philadelphia Eagle kind. Join me as we talk about maybe the Eagles' most underrated player, Josh Sweat. What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild back with another video on Eagles News Now. And man, what do we really love in Philly when it comes to football? That is defense. We've always been a defensive town. Even going back to the Buddy Ryan days. I mean, look at Buddy Ryan. It was a great defensive coach who didn't quite win us anything. I mean, not even a playoff game, but he's beloved here for his attitude and that defensive, hit him hard, smash him in the mouth philosophy that carried over with Jim Johnson. And no, this isn't a video about the coaches. It's a video about the players, and I'm talking about defensive end. That has been a huge question mark here this offseason. What will the Eagles do? Will they sign a veteran like a Jadevon Clowney or an Everson Griffin? Will they trade for Unique Ngakoue? Here we are sitting in June, and those questions have still not been answered, and some of the season is in question, preseason, camps with all the COVID-19 stuff. However, they do have, and they might have, actually, a solution already on their team. I'm talking about Josh Sweat, 2018's fourth-round pick. This guy quietly put together a very good year last year. Stats didn't jump off the paper. He had 22 tackles and 4 sacks. But his improvement from the year before, when he really did absolutely nothing but get put on the injured reserve for an ankle injury, it just showed, and he showed flashes of being great as well. And look, this guy, I talk about Philadelphia being this defensive town. We also love guys that don't quit. We love guys that overcome. And this guy has overcome a lot. Look, in high school, he was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school. However, he had a horrible leg injury in 2014, to the point where his doctor said, look, I'm 98% sure that you're not going to be able to ever play football again. As a matter of fact, we might have to amputate the bottom of your leg. Obviously, the tests came back and they didn't have to do that, but it took a lot of rehab, and he got back out there and became the number 1 recruit coming out of high school, was given the nickname Jadevon Clowney Jr., which is ironic when you think about what we're talking about now and who's going to possibly play with him. So yeah, he goes into college, has some more injuries, doesn't do his senior year, has a really good combine though. I mean, he was the fastest defensive end coming out of the 2018 draft. His 40 time was really good. He ran a 4.53. Like I said, fastest among defensive ends. His vertical leap was outstanding, 39.5. Now, to put that in retrospect, as a defensive end jumping that high, that would have tied second for wide receivers. This guy is an absolute freak of nature. Some of his strengths, real quick, if you aren't familiar with Josh Sweat, he's got really long arms. And basically what that does is it stops the O-line from being able to get on his pads. And if you see it, there's some highlights out there you can see where he gets away really quickly, which also kind of goes into his weaknesses, because I believe if he just adds a little bit more strength, instead of having to move quickly and use an agility just to power offensive linemen, I think that'll help him out as well. He's a great pass rusher, was better against the run last year than I thought he was going to be, even though he definitely needs to focus on that as well. But you got to figure coming into 2018, he was learning a completely new defense. And man, the defense in 2018, there were so many different things out of whack with it, whether it was the entire hurt, the secondary being entirely hurt, the linebackers, a bunch of new pieces in there, or Fletcher playing hurt most of the year. I mean, there was just a bunch of stuff going on there where he had to learn really quickly, and again, the injuries did not help. Last year, pretty much healthy. I mean, I think he had a knee issue towards the end of the year. Didn't keep him out of any games that I can think of off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But this guy, I mean, looks to be a great candidate to break out. And again, there's a lot of talk about bringing Jadevon Clowney in and signing Jadevon Clowney. We would all love that, right? Well, just to put it, to give you a little retrospect here. And again, I'm in no way let me preface this by saying I am in absolutely no way saying that Josh Sweat and Jadevon Clowney are equal. I'm not saying that Josh is better. I'm not saying he's going to be better. But Jadevon Clowney last year had 21 tackles and 3 sacks to Josh Sweat's pre-mentioned 22 tackles and 4 sacks. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and obviously offensive lines can pay more attention to Jadevon than they would Josh, but I'm saying there is a reason for promise there. And I really think that this can be a guy that can break out in 2020 and might already be a solution at the defensive end position. Do they need to add another veteran there? Absolutely. Does it need to be a Jadevon Clowney that's going to break your bank? No, it doesn't. I think Josh, again, this is going to be his 3rd year in the defense. If he can stay healthy, and I feel like we say that about a lot of guys on our team, but if he can stay healthy and make that next jump, I mean, you're looking at look at Brandon Graham, how long it took him to really become great here. It took a while. So, Josh Sweat, is he the breakout player of 2020? Could he possibly be the Eagles' most underrated player? Maybe on defense, but I don't know about offense. And speaking of the most underrated player on offense, we're going to talk about that a little bit later this week. Maybe the next video. Depends on what happens Eagles news-wise. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you're new to me and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. A bunch of stuff on this channel, man. And really, I can't wait till the season starts so I can get into those game reactions. Because if you watch some of the other ones, they're definitely not as calm as I am now. But anyway, thanks again, guys. Thanks for listening about Josh Sweat. Check out his highlights. Go Birds. I'll see you guys later.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.